Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Great America Show. It's great to have you with us today. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Friday in America. Happy Friday evening. The weekend's here, and I think we're all ready to celebrate 2 days off before we get back to work here on Monday. Marxist Dems having a very tough time with the Trump presidency, not being able to fathom that Donald Trump is their president. 2 months and a day since he took the oath of office again on January 20th. And the attacks on this country from the Marxist left have been nonstop. The attacks on Elon Musk and his company Tesla, nonstop. We're not even sure why they're attacking this man and why they're attacking his country. Just a few months ago, as we told you here yesterday on the Great America Show, we spoke about it in great depth with Mark Morano of ClimateDepot.com. They were all for him. They were all for his electric vehicles, Hollywood, the elite left. We're all for Elon Musk and his electric vehicle initiative and all his green energy. Now, less than a year later, I mean, it's like a complete 180. They're absolutely mad and angry at the world about this man, and he hasn't even done anything. All he's done was go through the books and try to trim the fat, see where the government's spending money where they shouldn't be. Who's mad about that? Why would you be mad about that? It literally makes zero sense whatsoever. On March 29th, these Marxists are planning what they call a Tesla takedown. It's a movement, people gearing up for their largest protest to date with plans of 500 demonstrations at Tesla showrooms and supercharging stations worldwide. Again, folks, it's just 8 days away, March 29th. I want to know who's funding this. Is George Soros and Alex Soros back to their old ways of funding these Marxist riots across the country? Who's responsible? This week, Pam Bondi charging several as domestic terrorists who are burning down these Tesla stations and vandalizing vehicles. The intolerant left. They're not so tolerant anymore. Folks, I say it every day here. We all dealt with Joe Biden and his nonsense for 4 years. We come on the show every day and we bring you news about what dumb thing Joe Biden was doing that day. But we all stayed in our lane. We all stayed calm, stayed cool, and we dealt with our frustrations on air here. And we grieved together. We didn't go take to the streets and destroy things. We didn't destroy other people's property. None of that stuff. Because we don't do that. We don't do the violence. The Marxist left and the mainstream media will make you believe so, though. If you watched any mainstream media during January 6th insurrection, they make you believe the Republicans are the violent ones. We're the ones who do destruction. We're the ones who do harm. Everything they portray us as, they're the ones doing it. The destruction, the harm, all of that good stuff. They're the ones who do it, not us. The intolerant left is what we call them. Folks, we've got some good news. Michelle Obama, who started a podcast, we'll have to say his numbers have been totally in the tubes. Nobody's tuning in. Nobody cares to hear about her anymore. Nobody wants to hear from the Obamas anymore. Confirming on a podcast this week that she has no intentions of ever getting back into politics. She says her kids have been through enough and she's had enough. This comes as rumors are swirling of a divorce between Michelle and Barack. It seems Barack doesn't want to give up his power yet, as he still seeks to influence politics and be part of the political story. Michelle Obama making it clear she has no intention of staying in that story, staying in the political realm. She's had enough of it. Folks, today we're going to be joined in just a few moments by the great Mike Lindell, founder and CEO of MyPillow. Mike's been under attack by the Marxist left for years for simply speaking out on stolen elections, demanding that we have paper ballots. Another man, much like Elon Musk, who just wants the best for this country, who wants this country to be made great again, who wants this country to have honest elections. And he's being attacked from every quarter, every aspect of this government, every aspect from the IRS to the FBI to the DOJ. Even now, as President Trump sits in that Oval Office, we have rogue attorney generals coming after him. It just doesn't stop. The lawfare, it hasn't stopped in America. It needs to stop. I want to bring in Mike Lindell. Mike, it's always great to have you here with us on the Great America Show. I appreciate you joining us. I was going to first ask you what you've been up to until I checked the headlines. I thought the lawfare against you was over. It turns out it's still going. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, it's gotten way bad since the election, everybody. They've turned up the heat, and everyone, ask yourself, everybody, now why would they do that? Wasn't Mike all about backing Donald Trump and his great friend is in there and the greatest president ever is already in there? Why are they still doing this to Mike Lindell and My Pillow? One reason, everybody, because I want to get to paper ballots hand counted. That's it. Or the other thing is I'm promoting Christianity. What Keith Ellison, this is the Attorney General of the state of Minnesota. What they do is very evil. They do it all the time. With Keith Ellison's office, they came to me a couple months ago and they said, we are investigating your foundation, the Lindell Foundation, and the Lindell Recovery Network.org. John, let me quick explain what the Lindell Foundation was. Lindell Foundation was set up, and by the way, I put millions of dollars into both these platforms. Back then, I was the only one that put any money in. No one in the Lindell Foundation, no one put in one single dime, okay? So what they did back then is I set up this Lindell Foundation, and it was a platform where 100% of your money would go to whatever the need is. These were vetted needs. I worked with the Salvation Army, Union Gospel, Teen Challenge, all these outlets, and I put in all this money. It was going to be an amazing platform where you could beam it down to your own backyard. I did a lot of work in Detroit. Beam it down. Let's say you lived in Detroit. Beam it down. Here's Detroit. Wow, here's all the needs in Detroit. And I can donate, and 100% of my money goes there. No overhead. So all of a sudden, Keith Ellison comes in, and he says, hey, we're going to investigate out of the blue, investigate the Lindell Foundation. Now, this car has been parked. This foundation has been parked since the beginning of the China virus because we was all ready to go. And then the virus hit. So we had to park this car, so to speak, right? This amazing platform that I put millions of dollars in, 100% by me, right? That's the one platform. Now, the other one he's attacking is the Lindell Recovery Network.org. If you go to this site, it's free. It's online help. We vetted over the last, 6-7 years, we have vetted over 1,000 churches, maybe 2,000 churches that have help for people in addiction. We have vetted over 1,000 treatment centers that use Jesus Christ, that are faith-based centers like your Teen Challenge, your Salvation Army. And there's another platform on there. It's where I got saved, where I went through, the course I went through, and it's free and it's online. Now, and then you see tens of thousands of videos or thousands of videos of people. I put in my name, I put in my age and my addiction. Let's say mine was crack cocaine. Let's say whatever it was, 40 years old. So I put that in there. All these videos come up about everyone that's been on crack cocaine, but have made it through, and you get to hear from these people. And I call them hope matches. This system really works. Well, Keith Ellison went after that too. I got this yesterday. It's a motion to compel. We gave them everything, John. And here's what they came back with. I read this complaint. Basically, they're saying they don't believe that anybody would set up and do all this and put all their own money into it. Oh. It's all my money. They believe I'm hiding something. I'm hiding other donors that put in money. And then they're saying, then they found $145,000 payment to another company when we were building one of the websites, and I didn't take it on my taxes as a deduction. So I'm going, okay, I'm sorry. I think I can live with that. Thanks for helping me out, Keith Ellison. But their attorneys in that office want to do what? They want to attack me even more. You guys, I'm going to tell everybody, your audience, up until 2020, I'm going to be straightforward. I probably had $50-60 million liquid cash where I could have access to. I was helping everything I could help out. I've been very blessed. I come from the streets, from a crack cocaine addict, lived the American dream, got all these things. God blessed me and blessed me and blessed me. In 2020, when I had someone brought me, and it was a supplement to help against the China virus, the supplement. I put in $10 million, lost it all because the government, Big Pharma, and the FDA went after me, stopped it from being used. Okay. Then you have the next 4 years. I put in $40 million of my own money to help anything that had to do with the elections across this country. Nothing to do with my own lawsuits. That's separate money. $40 million gone. Okay. These last 4 years. Now, and then this year, now he's going after what I put in, I don't know, $6 million into these entities, and he's trying to destroy them. John, it's sickening. It is absolutely sickening. The other thing in the news is Smartmatic held me in contempt of court. They're also saying, you got to give us more stuff. We've given you everything. You're doing this just to keep me busy, attacking me and trying to save my pillow from the destruction. So I don't do what? So I'm not out there going, we got to get rid of these machines and go to paper ballots and count it. Or we've got to get our people to Jesus. This is horrific.
That is absolutely sickening. No, I remember you telling us it was you, myself, the great Lou Dobbs, and Steve Bannon. We were at your summit in Missouri. I guess it was a year and a half ago. And you were actually telling us about this COVID medicine that you've gotten, that it all expired. And Lou and I said something to you like, okay, so that'll be a tax write over the next few years. And you're like, no, I can't even. What the hell kind of business is that where you can't write off a loss? You lost $10 million and you can't write it off.
Yeah, and John, this also, you bring up another point. You guys, I'm in the middle of the longest or biggest IRS audit. They came in and the IRS said I could not deduct those. They were $10 million with the supplement. We got them. I still have cases of them in the other room. They all expired in 2020. We tried to save the nation, save Israel, Philippines, Brazil. The ships were all turned around. The stuff expired. So I'm going, well, it did save some lives. It kept my pillow open. It helped. And I know it saved lives. It was all worth it. But at least I'd be able to deduct it on my tax return. All this, I even kept the files. So the IRS took pictures of them. To this day, they're still doing the audit. So I'm not able to use that deduction back in 2020. It's disgusting. So they have tied me up. Now the audit's going on its fourth year, I believe, third or fourth year. You guys, what they want to do, they want me to take the deduction when my pillow lost all this money and Mike Lindell lost all his money. I don't need the deduction then. I need it back then when I had money to offset, because I put this money in good faith to help people and help the country. Give me my deduction. I got the stuff. You caused me to lose it, government. You did this. At least let me deduct this. So I'm fighting the IRS. And another thing, John, the other thing I'm fighting the IRS on, which I've got the Treasury Department involved in now. I met in D.C. Everybody they're called employee retention credits, everybody. So employee retention credits, what happened is anybody that stayed open during the China virus, kept their employees going. You got checks in 22 and 23, and some even got them last year. Well, these checks that came were, we reported them as income those years. Well, now the Biden's administration, the IRS came in and said, oh, no, my pillow and the rest of the country, you need to report that in the year that it's getting credit for. So in other words, John, they want to take those checks and have us redo 4 years of tax returns and have my employees pay tax on money they never received in 2020. They didn't receive it till 2023. And you know what the Treasury Department said to me? Treasury Department said, this is the most convoluted, mixed up mess they've ever seen. Because I'm at the tip of the spear. If we don't fight it, everybody, myself and my company, everyone in this country that had the state open, which let's say it's 40% of the country, all them tax returns, everyone affects the next year. You would have to do tax returns, redo them all the way back to 2020. Every one of your employees redo their tax return, pay money on it you didn't receive back then. John, it's the biggest.
That is insane.
Craziness. And so you know what I did? The IRS, when they came to me and they said, Mr. Lindell, would you please sign here? And I said, what do you think I said? I'll sign all right. I'll sign when you guys go to prison.
I've got two questions for you. You never got your cell phone back, right? From when the FBI?
They still have that. The FBI, that's another weaponized thing against myself. And you guys, why do they keep attacking? I'm telling you, because I keep speaking out I want our elections secure. And maybe they thought when Donald Trump got it, maybe Mike Lindell, shut up. No, the FBI still has it, but I got a lot of good friends now in the upper FBI, don't I? And at one time when we get that far, I sued the government, I sued the FBI, got to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, no, we're not even going to look at it. They sent it back to Minnesota. I've been in so many fights, I've actually had to keep that one on a shelf. It's just sitting there. Now, you know what? For my phone, I don't work off a computer. Everything I do off my phone. Yeah. There were passwords. There was stuff in there I didn't get back. I had to move on from that. But there are stuff in that phone that's very dear to me. And that was pictures of my grandsons and stuff and my dad before he died. There's a gap there where I don't have them pictures. And you know what? I'm sorry. Your little investigation is over. You got Tina Peters in prison for nothing for 9 years in Colorado. And it's disgusting that you kept all these people's phones and stuff. It's part of an investigation. Give it back, FBI. You're disgusting. They're basically traitors, John. And when I told them at that Hardee's where they took that phone in September of 22, there are all these FBI agents there, and I said, you guys, what you're doing is wrong. Where's your moral compass? And they go, Mike, we're just doing our job. I go, but you know it's wrong. Where do you draw the line? You're bashing in people's citizens' houses. They're not charged with anything. I'm not charged with anything. You know what I said this morning, John? I was on the phone with a vendor of mine from overseas because they read all this stuff and they go, Mike, I hope you're not going to prison. I hope you're not going to jail, And you know what I said to him? If I would have ever done anything wrong, I'd be the first one in jail. I mean, I'm telling you, all eyes are on me. I have nothing to hide. You hear that, FBI? Do you hear that? Are you listening to me? Come and get me if I did anything wrong. Quit attacking my employees and my company. I can take it. What they're doing is just horrible, John. Now they're attacking people that are getting help in addiction because I think he's anti-Jesus or something. I don't know what his problem is.
The good news is for the IRS things, everything they've done can be undone with the snap of a finger because it sounds like it's total nonsense. I know it's total nonsense. Back to the phone thing. Me and my team, we're going to reach out and try to get some answers as to where that phone is because there's been a few things we've been, worried about. One of them is my lawyer, Ty Clevenger, has been working on the Seth Rich case and was supposed to have the laptop. Now, if you don't remember who Seth Rich is, he was the DNC staffer who was shot in the back of the head, and they said it was an attempted robbery. Yet nothing was stolen from the man. It has to do with the WikiLeaks stuff and things like that. My lawyer, Ty Clevenger, was supposed to have that laptop years ago, never got it. Lou Dobbs got sued by Fox, by the Seth Rich family. Fox, of course, had to settle. Total nonsense. They don't care who killed their son, but we still don't have that. Mike, at what point do you say to yourself, my grandmother always used to tell me, she was very religious. She used to pray every night before she went to bed. And I have to admit, I'm not half the person she was, Mike, but she used to always say, God helps them who help themselves. At what point, Mike, do you say, I can't do this anymore. I just want to run my company. I want to make pillows. I want to go back to living a normal life. I can't do this anymore. It's killing me inside. At what point does a man like you say, I'm a human being? I can't take this?
Well, I have woke up in a lot of mornings in tears for my employees and for other stuff they've done to my pillow. But I'll tell you, it's my faith getting me through, and that's it. People that are out there praying and they say, hey, this didn't happen yet. My wife, I know we were praying the other day and we were both so frustrated because, God, we're doing everything you believe we want us to do and we're praying. But you guys, a lot of times when prayers, it might not be on God's timing or on God or God's will. So what I do, John, is where's God's will? It's in the Word. If I stay in the Word, and I'm reading my Bible, I'm staying in the Word. Now I can be proactive in prayer, and they line up beautifully. One of the things, you guys, if you Google the word patience, you're not going to see a picture of me. But I've had to learn that. And I did say the Washington Post came to Minnesota a couple years ago. I'll never forget my friend who's known me most of his life. He called me up in a panic. He says, Mike, I'm really sorry. His name is Paul. He says, I'm really sorry. He goes, the Washington Post asked me, are you ever going to give up? Are you ever going to stop? And I said, no, he'll never stop. You'll have to kill him. and that's what he said. And I said, hey, I believe right now they're probably sorry they didn't kill me because they've tried to destroy everything in my life. It's so that I stopped talking. So I stopped reaching out and telling the world what we have to get to with our election platforms. So, I look back, would I do it all again, knowing where I'm at now and lost everything or lost most everything? Absolutely, I would. Because you guys, I have seen what I can't undo what I've seen. I can't unknow what I know. If you knew it, everything I know and everything I've seen, you'd say, hey, we have nothing. If we don't have secure elections, we have nothing. The great Lou Dobbs said that all the time. He was fighting clear back a long time ago. We have to have fair elections if everything manifests from election. If you can, and everyone goes at the media, John, on election night. They went from Mar-a-Lago to the convention center, and they were all there. They're at 2:30 in the morning. They're lined up like cordwood. All my friends on the left, all those terrible journalists that have attacked me every day for 4 years, Politico, Huffington Post, Washington Post, New York Times, the little snot from ABC, which they made her be the spokesman for the group. She goes, Mike, your friend Donald Trump won. Did his election? Was there no election fraud in his election? And I said, you know what? I don't trust any elections. You guys know me. Any elections ever done with machines. And I said, there were 4 senators and 9 congressmen stole that I know of. And that was early then. That was early on. And I said, but I want to thank each and every one of you for attacking me every single day for 4 years so that I could get the word out and help our great president get elected. And they all looked at me going, we didn't help that. And I go, oh, yes, you did. So to answer your question, I will never stop. I've said it 2 years ago. I said it 3 years ago. I said it 1 year ago. I can run out of money. I will borrow money. And I have millions of dollars. I have borrowed millions of dollars because there's going to be nothing left if we don't get our elections secure. And when I believe in something 100%, I'm 100% all in. I don't tiptoe in. If I didn't know 100%, do you think, John, I would have risked every single thing I had if I wasn't 100% sure of everything I know and seen? Of course not. Why do you think the president has never, ever let up on that the election was stolen in 2020, and he has said over and over again, we need to get the paper ballots hand counted. He never backs off on that. And you know what? Having him at the top, working with him on the way down, and having the Lindell plan, which I have on the way up, all of us on the ground, and now we have voices across this country we didn't have before, like yours, John, and all these platforms we didn't have. We will win.
Yeah, and I'm thankful to the great Lou Dobbs for leaving this behind for me because it's a big platform, very big shoes to fill, but it's necessary, Mike. And, a good friend of mine, someone I've known for a very long time, as you know, Mike, there's no friends in this business, right? There's very few people who are truly your friends who have your back that you can pick up the phone and they'll be there for you in this, it's a racket is what it is. Everyone's trying to cut each other's throat. But I was never like that, Mike. I started in this business not knowing anything, and there were people who taught me everything. And on my way up the top and up the ladder, Mike, I taught everybody everything I knew. And someone said to me one time, aren't you scared they're going to take over your job? And I said, you know what? The day someone starts working harder than me, they deserve to take my job. And that's the way I've always lived. So going back to what you said about the media helping you, as I was saying, my good friend Roger Stone, he lives by the mantra, any publicity is good publicity. And it is. Your name's out there and people are buying your products, which brings me to what I want to talk about next. And it's how the American people could support you, how the American people could support. How many employees do you have?
I don't even know now. I have so many people that work from home, which are my call center people. By the way, the IRS attacked them over a year and a half ago and said they couldn't work from home anymore as employees. And boy, we fought that. Everybody else works from home after the virus, and we beat them. Everybody that we made a deal. And we got so many employees. I got manufacturing. Remember, at MyPillow, we do everything ourselves, from the manufacturing of some of the products to the our own emailing, our own digital marketing, our own call center, everything. I want it all in. I want to control the customer experience all the way through everything, and so we're very proud of that. And to have to create all these jobs and be attacked every day, this employee-owned company is very disgusting.
So let's talk about what you've got in the Streamline, Mike. Some of the great things that are going on at Mike Pillows, Mike Lindell.
Yeah, you guys, here's what we done. We had all these sheets that we got, and they came in, the Giza Dream sheets, our famous sheets, and Percale sheets, and they came in, and we expected box stores now after the present one that they would take. So we had to order these back in November and October, and here they all come in, and none of the box stores yet will have these in. So we're doing it wholesale prices, everybody. You look at that queen price, the Percale queen, $29.98. The box stores would pay more than that. Then they would double it. Their regular $89.98. You guys, I'm going to tell you again. The queen size, $29.98. The king size, $34.98. 50% off on the Giza sheets, Dream sheets. These sheets are the best sheets in history. Promo code John. You all see it right there. And you guys, my operators, keeping my employee, they work off commission at home too. These moms and dads working from home. Call them 800-969-3077. This is a win-win-win-win. They just announced this yesterday. All of these sheets, all these sheets yesterday. I've got so many around me now. I've got different ones. And I will tell you this, John, of all the products My Pillow has, our real president, our great president, Donald Trump, his favorite product is what? Wait on it. The Giza Dream sheets. He tells me all the time, he goes, Mike, these cheap sheets are better than the other ones. I said, sir, they're not cheap. They're just priced well. They're the most quality sheets ever. I said they're just the best price in history. So you guys, you can go to My Pillow. You can scroll down to see the radio podcast there. Click on that. You'll see a picture of me. Click on that. Use that promo code John. You're going to get these sheets, the queen size, $29.98. All the sizes, all the colors are in, and all the other specials there. We have the premium My Pillows. The premium My Pillows, where it all started. We've sold 84 million My Pillows now. But the premiums, lowest price in history, and they're made now, the covers with the Giza Dreams cotton ticking. So you get that $18.98 for the queen, $19.98 for the king. This is another first time in history, announcing it today on your show, John. This is it. This is the biggest sale we ever had. And what do we do? What do we do when we get attacked by people like evil Keith Ellison? We just run a special for the people, No,
the great Lou Dobbs, he used the Giza Dream sheets, and I used to joke with him. I'd say, what'd you get from Mike this week? And he'd say, what do you mean? I didn't get anything. I said, well, I got a new dog bed. I got some new pillows. I run through the pillow. Everyone comes over and they take the damn pillows. People are calling me, can I get the pillow? I go online and buy the damn things. They're $15. They're $14.98. They're not even $15. And you get free shipping, you cheap. I can't tell you how many friends call me, get me this, go buy it, you cheap bastards. I was one of Mike Lindell's product testers. I was a dummy. I could have got paralyzed by one of these pillows by taking a risk. I could have sued Mike Lindell, but I said, it turned out I like the sheets, and my dog loves the dog beds, and I love the pillows. But, folks, it's an American-made company. I talk about this every day on this show, Mike, about onshoring jobs back to America. And how important it is to get people back in America working. There's some things that are never going to be back in America. I would say pillows was one of them, but you're here. You've already started this thing. You've got this thing rolling like a locomotive train, and you're doing a terrific job. And we all love the products. I don't know anyone who's gotten a pillow who doesn't love the thing. You'd be surprised how many people I meet who are like, the My Pillow guy? Yeah, I happen to know him. Why sleep on his pillows? And I often tell people, you remind me so much of Billy Mays, who I used to say was the greatest salesman of all time. The guy could have sold cancer to somebody, God forbid, but he was that good of a salesman. And I put you up there with him because you do such a good job.
Well, John, it's easy to sell. It's easy to sell something where you believe in it. And any product I've ever come up with, for me, it has to be the best. Every product My Pillow has, which is over 200, everybody, I was there at the beginning, the genesis of that product. I said, hey, problem, solution, and I want it to be the best. There's products, here's my copy. You got sheets, towels, for example. Towels didn't work. They didn't dry you. The towels didn't work. Yeah. You go down and look at the My Crosses. There's the cross right there. Promo code John, the cross, save 30% on the My Cross. That's an exclusive offer there. The cross I've worn for like 30 years or 20 years anyway. we came out with them, but you go there. There's those 998 by pillows, all those little pillows. Those are commemorative. My Pillow 2.0 with all those covers, and once they're gone, they're gone. $9.98, everybody. These are wholesale prices. So I'm very excited. But what I was saying, John, is everything like the mattress toppers there, I micromanaged that. I said, if it doesn't work, there's 2 sleep cycles, Delta and REM. Your Delta is your body getting these great sleep cycles. Well, you need the MyPillow technology on your bed, and that's that new mattress topper. People don't even realize we have mattresses too. They're nothing better than 100% made in the USA. I didn't just go throw a mattress together, have someone else make it. I said, I got involved. I said, we want it made right here in the USA. Here's what I want in it. What does this do in a mattress? What does this do? What does this do? These products, some of them take over a half a year or a year even to develop.
Wow. Yeah, my dog, I got to say, Mike, loves the dog bed. The coffee I drink actually, I'm out of coffee. So
I'll send you some right there.
Hey, dog, if you're listening.
Isn't that the best coffee you ever had?
I absolutely, and I'm a very big coffee guy. I'm a stickler about my coffee. I won't drink Starbucks or any of that garbage. I absolutely, and I sent some to my parents, and my dad goes, "Can you call Mike and get some more of that coffee, please?" It's delicious. It is so damn good. All your products, Mike. I walked into the great Lou Dobbs' house maybe 2 months ago, and right in the doorstep, I saw what were his slippers and his wife's Deb's MyPillow slippers. So, Lou wasn't a guy who just promoted something to promote something. He was a man who, practiced what he preached, and he had the coffee and the dog. His little dogs had a MyPillow dog bed right in his studio. Would sit right behind it. But all great products, Mike. We appreciate you joining us today, and as always, and anything we could do to always help you, we appreciate everything you do for us. You get the last word here. Your word the floor is yours. Whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I want to tell everybody, if you could, you guys check out LindellTV.com. Check out Lindell TV. We're over there. That's what Lou was a big part of that, of getting that formed. And now that a lot of the stuff we finally came to fruition. We're publicly traded now, and we have so many things going on. Our great president gave us two White House reporters, not one, but 2, one at Capitol Hill, one at the White House, every day from noon to 3. And then also everybody know that I'm not stopping. You can check out LindellPlan.com. Check it out. Go there. Everything right down to your own county. Check out what's going on, what the president's doing up here, what we're doing down here. I met with him 3 weeks ago. He's not going to just let those past elections go by. We're getting to the bottom of it. We're going to secure our elections. He wants paper ballots hand counted. So I just want everybody to know that we're not giving up. We're not stopping, and we will win this, John. And I want everybody, I want to thank everybody for the prayers and for everything that we, you asked it during the interview there, what do you ever feel like giving up? And I will say, no. The answer is no. Do I feel bad about the stuff being attacked, my employees and stuff like that, going, boy, if I'd have done something different, I could have protected them more, or the company more. And then I get a resounding no, I didn't have a choice. One thing I followed what God led me to do, but the other, and still leading me to do, but there was no choice. Either we address this, and, if everybody watches, you know what, I don't know, John, if you've seen it, the president did a great shout out for me a couple weeks ago. And if anybody want to see that, if you go to my account on X, I've got it pinned there at Real Mike Lindell. It was a 1 minute 40 second shout out. And it wasn't about Mike Lindell marketing. It was, he said he started out on November 5th of 2024 will go down as one of the most important dates in history. And he goes, and I'm pointing at Mike Lindell. It was like, maybe having a small part of, where we're going to, where we're getting to, because we are winning, everybody, and we're going to continue to win. And also, I miss my great friend Lou Dobbs, John, and I'm glad you're carrying on his show. I want to thank you. Lou and I talk so many times a week, and this was, he would have loved to see where his dream come true and where it's heading right now, because we're going to get there, everybody. So keep the faith, and God bless you all. And promo code John.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, Lou appreciated those talks. He'd get off the phone with you, and you'd call him with an issue or something. And that, that's why I always appreciated Lou, Mike, because when I first got started in television, I didn't know anything about TV, but I had life experience working in politics my whole life, working as a pilot. And he'd always call me and he'd ask me. And at that point, Mike, I was a 26-year-old kid. And I had this guy who was 75 years old who had spent 60 years or 55 years in this industry, calling a 26-year-old kid saying, John, what do you think we should do with this? John, what should we do with that? And even till his last living day, he'd call me and ask me for advice. I mean, I had this guy who was the smartest man I ever met, Mike. Yeah. And he's calling me, asking me about stock advice, asking me about this, asking me about television, asking me. And me and him and I built this whole thing together. I built his websites. I built every Lou Dobbs website. I built the whole Lou Dobbs shop. I built everything from the ground up. And you know what? Lou wanted to learn all along the way. And, there was times where him and I were getting shouting and cursing matches at each other because I'd be explaining something to him and he'd tell me slow down. And I'd say, no, we got to hurry up. But you know what, Mike? He took my advice on everything that he'd call and seek for. And you know what? As a kid, Mike, when I first started with him, you don't expect that, right? You don't expect someone to hear you out. You think, it's just another fly on the wall and that's it. But no, to have someone as distinguished as that man, I miss him every single day. I wear his flag pin every single day on this show. I've got his cufflinks from his Emmy Awards that I wear when I wear a cuffling shirt. I'll wear them this weekend to a wedding I have. I miss him more than anybody in this world, Mike. And, I know Lou loved you. So I appreciate you always coming on the show and keeping this thing going.
Well, God bless you, John. You're doing great.
Appreciate you, Mike. Come back soon.
Thanks for having me on. We'll see you soon.
Always, Mike.
All right.
Thanks, everybody, for being with us today here on The Great America Show. We hope to see you here tomorrow for The Great America Show, where our quest for truth, justice, and the American way continues. Folks, we'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, may God bless you, may God bless America, and may God bless the great Lou Dobbs. We'll see you tomorrow.